How's it going, everybody? This is Anthony Miranda with Firearms Policy Coalition. Today I want to bring to your attention Washington State Senate Bill 5078, which is sponsored by Senator Patty Kuderer. This bill seeks to make the possession of magazines that hold more than 10 rounds illegal in the state of Washington, except for in limited situations. 5078 amends the revised Code of Washington 9.41.010 and adds a new section to that chapter which prohibit the manufacture, possession, distribution, importation, sale, purchase, or transfer of magazines over 10 rounds. This bill defines the term large capacity magazine to mean an ammunition feeding device with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition, or any conversion kit, part, or combination of parts from which such a device can be assembled if those parts are in possession of or are under the control of the same person. As we all know, large capacity magazine, also known as LCMs, is simply a buzzword often used to incite fear, when in reality these magazines are standard capacity and they come standard with firearms from manufacturers. Now, the definition of LCM specifically excludes an ammunition feeding device that has been permanently altered so that it cannot accommodate more than 10 rounds of ammunition. It also excludes 22 caliber tube ammunition feeding devices and tubular magazines that are contained in lever action firearms. In addition to defining LCMs, the bill would add a new section to the law which reads, "No person in the state may manufacture, possess, distribute, import, transfer, sale, offer for sale, purchase, or otherwise transfer any large capacity magazine except as authorized in the section." This new addition will serve as a general prohibition on the possession, sale, purchase, importation, etc. of magazines over 10 rounds in the state of Washington. However, the bill does provide that these magazines possessed prior to the effective date of the bill will be grandfathered in. This works in one of two ways. First, the individual actually possessed the magazine prior to the effective date of the bill if it were to be passed. Second, any magazine acquired by operation of law upon the death of a former owner who was in legal possession of the magazine will also be grandfathered in, with the caveat being that the person in possession needs to establish it was lawfully possessed. Although these magazines may be exempted from the general ban on possession, the bill still places additional restraints on their use. For example, the bill provides that someone in possession of grandfathered magazines cannot sell or transfer them to any other person except for in the situations where they're selling or transferring them to FFLs or law enforcement agencies when turning them in for destruction. Additionally, this bill restricts the places where an individual may use these magazines. This includes at their property, while going to a gun range, while hunting, or while going to and from these locations. Violations of this bill result in a gross misdemeanor charge, which is punishable by up to 1 year imprisonment. As you've come to expect, law enforcement officers are exempt, but only in their official capacities. 5078 is an express attack on Washington state residents' rights to keep and bear arms, including their right to possess magazines necessary for self-defense, training, recreation, and hunting. So, if you live in Washington, head on over to fbcaction.org and let your elected officials know you oppose this bill. While you're at it, swing by our FBC hotline at 2ahotline.com and tell us how you'd be affected if this bill were to pass. We're always looking for individuals who may be future plaintiffs in our lawsuits. Once again, this is Anthony Miranda with Firearms Policy Coalition. I'll see you guys next time.